Hello there, and welcome to episode 18. We're legal now. We can vote of the Ilum Radio podcast. I am your host, David Beardmass, and with me always is my wonderful co-host and cosplayer extraordinaire, Millie. How you doing this weekend, Millie?
Good. Look, when you said voting, it kind of makes sense because at the time of recording is it's almost election. Most elections, at least here locally, like
The primaries, whatever they're called.
primaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
so we're recording this on October 24th. It is 2 days
yep.
before the premiere of episode
Next episode.
8 of Andor, and also right
And before Tales of the Jedi.
which we're
My
excited
God.
for, and that's going to be a lot to talk about in the next episode of Ilum Radio.
Yep.
But a lot happened in this episode of
Oh
the announcement.
Lord, yeah.
A lot happened. Just
Where do we even begin?
so here's my question to you, because this is all I could think about when the episode started. Cyril and his mom, right?
Yes.
When do you think he's going to lose it and kill his mom?
Whoa, that's a little dark.
It is, but I
Um,
mean,
Why would he kill his mom?
because it seems like every time she talks, she berates him, and it annoys the heck out of him.
He wouldn't kill his mom. He wouldn't do that. No.
I don't know. I get like some weird Norman Bates vibes off of Cyril. So like,
Did you not see the first time he was like, Mother? He went to his mom for help after got fired. Like he doesn't hate his mom.
but he had nowhere else to
But
go. I don't know. It's just it feels like it's going to be a very tumultuous type of
God,
whatever
that would be
they're
a
doing.
really. I mean, then again,
It's Star Wars.
yeah, like Ben Solo killed his dad in Force Awakens. but
Yeah.
yeah, that's because he's Kylo Ren. But you know.
Anakin murked a bunch of younglings. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility for this fandom we're in.
Oh God. I did see more of that in Kenobi, so I don't know. I don't know. No way. If Cyril Karn is getting a redemption arc, I don't want him to kill his own mother. That's my only that's my only thing about Cyril. Not the comment I was expecting you to ask. So yeah, that's interesting.
I've been thinking about it. Like I was watching it, and it's like, man, he really he loves his mom, but
God.
man, she berates the hell out of him. And like the way it starts, this is my shirt. I had it tailored. You know what a tailored collar means? That you're weak. You need attention. You need help. It's like, damn, woman, damn. Like, went for the. There's a lot of.
Slap in the face to costumers.
There's a lot of in this episode, a lot of attacks to the jugular. I noticed with certain insults and comments that
Oh.
characters have. And we saw a couple more firsts in this episode that we'll get into. But other than Cyril and his mama issues and his Oedipus issues, possibly. What'd you think of this episode starting off? Like, from where we left off in the last episode to getting to now.
This may be one of my favorite episodes so far.
Not a lot of action, considering what episode we just
But-
jumped off of.
I feel like this was a strong episode, even without the action.
It was.
And also, like, throughout watching it, like, it brought up a lot of questions, like, who, what, how, when, why, you know, like, certain characters do meet for the first time, finally, like, we saw them in separate episodes, and then they finally meet, we'll get there. Yeah, like, wow. And also a returning character from, you know, the original trilogy.
Oh, Fudge.
Yularin.
Fudge. Oh crap! I don't remember.
Yularin.
He was
He was
the guy that was talking to me.
An ISB.
Yep,
Yeah.
he was the guy that was talking in the beginning. Yeah.
Yes. So he was in A New Hope, only in live action at that point, and then he was in Clone Wars and Rebels, and he had a more prominent role in that, as well as like a Thrawn comic, I believe. His most prominent role was in the Clone Wars and Rebels, and he's directly involved with Thrawn in Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's involved in Andor, and this Andor was his first live-action appearance since A New Hope. So that's insane. And the guy that they casted is perfect.
Yeah.
See, actually, it does make me wonder what Thrawn is doing at this point now. Like Thrawn and Eli.
It makes you, because we did see, I saw your tweet about the background chiss that was in like chilling in like the office space.
Yeah, it looked like a chiss. It looked like a chiss.
Yeah. So they could be, I mean, again, don't want to jump to conclusions, because every time we do, or I do,
I don't
we're
think
wrong.
that was Thrawn. I think it's just a random background chiss.
Well, what I'm saying is they're giving us clues that they'll be giving us Thrawn maybe sometime here, like a live action looking Thrawn that we'll probably see later on in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. I can see Eli showing up though. Eli is a lesser known character, like Yularen.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's well known for like showing up in the comics and not much in the physical like the visual media. So I mean the comics is visual media, but visual media on the TV, you know.
Yeah. So
and Yularen is like popular as well. So
one of the big things I notice, and I'm sure you notice as well, was like the very stark changes in costuming. So we jump from, and it's I know we're jumping around a lot, but it's like we look at like Cyril and his mom.
Our notes are all over. Our notes are like all over the place.
That's fine. Like I've noticed when we talk about like kittens with ADHD, the show's much better and funnier. So let's stick with that format.
Also spoilers, because I don't think we mentioned that at the beginning. Spoilers for Andor episode 8.
Yes, 8.
Episode 8, the announcement. Oh yeah, we didn't warn you before. This is your warning. We kind of already spoiled who was in the scene and stuff. So yeah.
So we go from Cyril Carr and his mom and their costuming. Then we go to like to the ISB and everyone looks exactly the same costuming, which is cool. It's uniform. Then we jump to.
Oh my god! Okay. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, go ahead.
I just noticed something. Like the shoulder thingies on the tunics look similar. They look like a realistic version of what Thrawn wears in the Clone Wars, but yellow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder if Thrawn shows up in Ahsoka, he'll have similar ones but yellow. Might be a stretch, but I mean it's plausible considering what we've seen on the ISB tunics.
It's possible.
Of higher ranking officers. So, because Yularen had that as well, I think. Yeah, so it makes perfect sense actually. The silver would be higher ranking in the or the gold would be higher ranking and the silver would be just below that.
So for the ISB, this is where I got confused yesterday. So we have your regular Imperial officers and fleet and whatnot. Are the ISB higher ranking than any officer, or?
I think they a little higher because I think the black and olive officers are lower ranking. I believe you because I think Eli in the comics was lower ranking because I think he was just a lieutenant.
Yeah.
And he had a greenish, an olive green tunic.
I do like how they called it
Tarkin.
tunic for some reason. I don't know. Like I know like.
That's what it is. So.
And I know it always has been, but the fact that we got that in like live action, I kind of like. I'm like, ah! I did the Leonardo DiCaprio like point, like, tunic. They finally fucking said it in live action. Sorry. But yeah, the stark difference in costuming was like shocking. Like, it went from them the tunics to Mon Mothma and her dinner party. And everyone's like dressed extravagant. Like
There were aliens from The Last Jedi at that party. My friends at Holland Marauders pointed out, and I didn't realize until they pointed that out on their stream from a few days ago. When I was like, oh my god, I need to write that down for later because I love The Last Jedi. So that's huge, and that kind of makes sense in a way because they're all like on Canto Bight as well. And I think some of the they actually also reused the some costumes from a scene at the airport.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like when he gets off of the train, you see like two droids or like two people dressed as, I don't know, they look like droids, and like some of the background characters like exactly like them.
Huh.
It's like, if you look at Hollow Nut stream, shout out my friends at Hollow Nut Marauders, like if you look at their like latest live stream from a few days ago, they'll they showed like photos and stuff, comparisons from The Last Jedi / Canto Bight to Andor. So it's really fascinating that they reused some costumes and potentially like imply that they're the same characters.
I mean, so are Mon Mothma and her people, them, and then like those aliens being in The Last Jedi and Canto Bight, it makes sense.
Yeah, because they're like Imperial / First Order sympathizers.
Exactly, and from what we can gather,
so it makes a lot of sense story-wise. So,
and from the way it was described to us in The Last Jedi, everyone who goes to Canto Bight is a piece of shit. So
exactly, and they're all filthy rich.
Exactly.
So it makes a lot of sense. It adds up.
And like, just because the Empire is gone doesn't mean they're broke. You know, like.
Yeah.
Like, the galaxy's been restructured several times now, and they're gonna make money one way or another selling arms. And
somehow Palpatine returned.
Yep.
Oh yeah. That was really cool to see those aliens.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my notes I wrote down because I knew you wouldn't know because obviously. You don't know the sequels as well as I do, so
fair.
Probably.
That's perfectly fair. I did notice, and I don't know if you caught it. I'm sure you caught it, but in like Luthen, when we go back to like Luthen's gallery.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They're so okay. You saw the
Go
temple.
ahead.
You saw the temple guard helmet, right?
Temple guard helmet. Yes.
Yep. I'm like, okay. That.
What if?
Yep.
What if that is a Grand Inquisitor's helmet from when he was a temple guard?
And Luthen got it from him. Or I'm so convinced Luthen was a temple guard, which is why.
Oh yeah, you had that theory,
Yep.
right? That he was a temple guard.
Yeah, because
I actually thought of that theory when that showed up in the background. I'm like, oh, maybe Dave is right.
Because when the scene starts, it's Luthen playing with the radio and trying to listen into like the broadcast, right?
And it's like right there too. Like it's not even subtle.
If you look at the wall next to him, like in that first scene, I wish I would have got the screen grab and put it on, so I do apologize, friends. But if you look at that scene, it looks like he has two things hanging next to him. One looks like a blaster. So it looks like, if shit gets thick, he has a blaster ready to go in that back room area. But right below it, it looks like it could be a lightsaber, but it might just be a scope for another blaster.
Ooh, okay.
That's what it looks like to me. I could be very, very wrong. You know what? I think I still have the screen capture going right now. Let me go to...
Oh, yeah, Star Wars screen caps I think updated, right?
Yeah,
like capthat.com.
Yeah, they did. Let me find it real quick.
Because I haven't checked because I've been way too busy. So
same. It's been one of those days. But it look. I mean, I could be wrong. If it was a lightsaber, someone else would have said something about it. I am sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
Guard helmet was definitely talked about. But yeah.
Here it is. So it could be a scope or something, or even like tools that he uses for other things, but hang on. You still see my screen there, right? I know it looks kind of sloppy.
Yes. Yeah, it's over my head.
All right. So
Luthen now. See it?
So there's this is for people at home because this is my getaway of doing it. There's what could be possibly a blaster.
Well, that definitely looks like a blaster.
And then below it, if you look at
interesting one.
If you look at the weird cylindrical thing, right below it, it looks like it could be a lightsaber, or it could just be a tool used for his stuff. But that looks very eerily like a saber.
I wouldn't jump to conclusions that far, but that definitely looks like a blaster there. But I only see like the top half question mark of the second one.
Same, like it's even like in the entire scene, that's all you see is like the top half. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions that quickly.
Neither do I, but it's fun. It's close, even though it's a stretch, but it's within reach.
It had the theory that Luthen was a Jedi/Temple guard at one point, so I don't know. So what if he knew Grand Inquisitor? Oh.
He had to be. He has, and again, we're jumping to conclusions. He had to be something to have like all that shit.
But if we see like an Inquisitor thing, oh god, I doubt it because they're still around. Like, it's Fallen Order.
Yeah, they're still doing their thing. Yeah. Thoughts on Andor going back to Ferrix and just like nobody kind of wanting him there? Move. Yeah.
Dangerous move on his part. For sure. It was good to see Bix again, though. Like, I was worried we wouldn't see her again.
Same. Like, I was glad to see all of them. Bix, B2 Emo, like...
Oh, yeah. His mom.
Yeah.
His adoptive mother. Oh, my God, the flashbacks.
Oh, my God.
That reminded... That Holonet Marauders brought up that is a parallel to the Boston Massacre.
Now, I didn't, like... I did not catch that until I saw your tweet thing. I'm like, holy crap. You good?
Like, after thinking about, like, I posted a link in the notes to the, like, actual, like, Boston Massacre, like, link. Yeah, it's intrigued, like, reading about it, like, how it parallels to the Clem dying flashback, like, my god, like, it's so similar. And yeah, an intentional reference. I think I agree with them.
Yeah,
it's an intentional reference.
And what I loved about it, and again, it's something you had, like a tweet you posted, and I do agree with it. It was a very cool scene where it shows us they put current Andor in that scene. And it's like it's telling us that he's reliving this. And the next scene we see younger Andor with like Clem running across trying to stop people. It's a very, very powerful little scene. It kind of at least it tells me that he wants to fight the Empire, but he's running away from them at the same time. You know?
So they're clones. Also, they look like clones.
They were clones.
Yeah. So it's like Bad Batch era. Because the clones are still like
active.
Active within the Empire.
You could tell, and it's a little attention to detail that you can tell they're clones, other than the armor, obviously. But the way they were marching, you could tell they were clones because the clones march very like.
How old? So this is like Bad Batch era. Like, so how old did Cassian look to you?
I was asking myself
Is
that.
A teenager?
He looked like he could be maybe 13, like young teenager. Because when
he's been in the fight since he was 6 years old, Aldani, right? Yep. And then 16.
Because I think in Aldani he was still. I think Aldani was still Republic era or the end of the Republic era because she said, the Republic troops, Republic will be here. It was still a thing. So how far in the Republic era, I don't know. We didn't really look because we figured we didn't have to touch that subject again, but here we are.
No, we could. We could return to Aldani.
And it was kind of sucky a little bit how his mom or his adopted mom was telling him, like, don't look for your sister, you're not going to find her, like, whatever.
Oh, God, that was like a slap to the face, like, oh, maybe his sister's still alive. Believers out there.
What if that's what's making him fight this rebellion, that he's still looking for his sister? There's a chance she's out there.
Oh my God.
And that's
that could be it.
And that's what fueled him this entire time, especially into Rogue One, that he's like, it's fueled him all into Rogue One, that he's still looking for his sister, that if he frees these worlds, he will find his sister. You know what I mean?
Could be an
Come on, buddy.
Reason to join.
Sorry, dog needed to get on the couch. All right, so. But anywho, yeah, it was a tough scene because it's very dangerous. Obviously he went back to Ferrix, and then his mom's telling him he can't be there, and then Bix is like, "You gotta go because someone's gonna turn you in. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Someone's gonna like turn you in. This is all your fault that this stuff happened." And then like, what I love is, so as an audience, we saw that what happened at the garrison was basically a heist, right?
Yes.
We saw that as the audience. Mm-hmm. Everyone else is taking it as a legit rebel attack. They're seeing it as if they got raided by 40, 50 people.
Right.
Because his mom is like basically saying that it's 40, 50 people that are raiding it, and then like the Empire just
some cover story, huh?
Right? And the Empire like literally uses it to like just put a stranglehold on everything. It was like holy shit. Like we're not in this world, but we could feel the weight of what the Empire is about to do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's because you're a cosplayer, favorite costume so far in this episode, if you have one.
Vale's outfit.
Yeah.
For no particular reason. We'll get there.
She cleans up good.
She does.
She cleans up really good.
Yeah. And she wears. It looks like she wears the same outfit when she meets Mon Mothma at some point. Also, so surprised to see her this episode wearing that. Which means maybe next episode we'll see her meet Mon Mothma from the trailer.
Maybe.
So I think we did talk about that when we realized that Vale would be returning again. So yeah, that's. And she has a love-hate relationship with Luthen's assistant. What's up with that?
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I have a headcanon that they're bitter exes.
I thought that too.
Because Luthen knows Vale. Vale knows Luthen. And obviously Luthen's assistant works with him. So maybe at some point they've connected?
Maybe. Or...
like...
What I love about that scene is, again, it's one of those scenes where the way the way it's shot and the way it's building up is it doesn't feel like a Star Wars scene. The assistant shows up to like the spaceport, and she's walking to the meeting point, and they have like this dope ass like song playing. It doesn't even sound like Star Wars, but it just feels so cool. And they meet like in this little underground like spy thriller like overpass
like a James Bond
thing, and it's just dope. Like, oh.
Actually, you know what? This episode did remind me of James Bond a lot, and we'll get there.
Explain. No, we'll get there now. Explain.
All right. So remember the beach planet that eventually we.
Yep.
I already I think the beach planet name is Niamos. It's basically Space Miami.
Right.
And we cut to a scene of a woman in Cassian's bed.
Yep.
Which is already James Bond-esque, because we all know James Bond in the films, you know, like, he has a woman in bed, like, every single movie,
Pretty
you know,
much.
and then he just leaves her. And there's also some shower scenes in James Bond, and we got one here.
I love how
Sort of.
on Twitter people were blowing up like, oh, they have a shower scene in Andor, like that's stupid. And it's like, no, like Solo did it with
first. Yes, exactly.
Yep.
I did tweet about that, and nobody thought of that.
Nope.
So I had to be like, nope, Solo did it first, technically.
When that first scene came up with the beach planet and like the camera's kind of like,
Song is so good though.
say again?
Like the theme.
Yes.
Song,
Oh god, that's so cool.
Oh my god, I think it's already on Spotify, and I'm obsessed. To actually listen to it in full, but it's so good.
So it threw me off for a second because we're watching it, right? And then it cuts to the beach planet and the camera's above and it's going on the shore and the birds are flying wherever they are, and I'm like, when did a fucking commercial come up from Miami? Like, why is there a commercial in the middle of Andor? And I'm like, oh, this is still Andor. Oh, okay. Like,
Disney Plus already added ads early.
I know, right? It's like, man, like it felt like an ad for a vacation. Like, oh snap. Like, it was.
Lucasfilm used to make a spin-off of like Star Tours-esque like planet advertisements. That would be so funny if they did that on Disney Plus. Yo, it would be cool if Star Tours went to that planet. Like they added like a film.
Give us a show.
It looks like a vacation planet.
Give us a show, probably in the same vein or comedic twist
as like Miami Vice.
Yes, exactly. Like the same type of humor, like the Lego like Star Wars stuff, but it's like they're on this planet. It's like Miami Vice, and it's like two, whatever era they want to put, two Imperial officers, you know, like on the case and blah blah blah.
Shore troopers.
Yeah, it's two shore troopers on the case, yada yada. Like, come on, Disney Plus, give us a Miami Vice, but on this beach planet.
Or a CSI Miami. That's another alternative.
A buddy of mine were talking about.
I want someone to edit the CSI Miami theme.
Oh.
The opening. The opening, that would be so funny.
Let me write that down.
Someone do that. Someone write that down. Write that down.
Let me write that down. Hopefully that'll be up by the time this episode goes live.
Please edit that. That would be so funny. I will go viral for sure.
Edit.
I haven't seen anybody do that. Either the Miami Vice theme or the CSI Miami theme. Your decision. Choice. Your video. So, but feel free to credit me for that idea, because I had that in my head since like I came to that realization. And can we talk about the actual scenes like outside as well? Because I think those are important.
Go on.
So, okay, first of all, so Andor, like, he's randomly, like, strolling outside, like, wanting to get some food.
Yeah, for his chick.
And then all of a sudden he sees, like, anti-imperial, like, I guess, people, like, running away.
Mm-hmm.
The shore troopers, and one of the shore troopers, voiced by Sam Witwer.
I love how he just gave us a simple clue on his effing Twitter, and no one caught it. I didn't catch it, like, at all.
Dude, okay, I had to, like, dig deep.
Mm-hmm.
That one, like, I also discovered on Twitter that he's voiced by Sam Witwer. Like, I actually did look through the credits to see if he was credited, and he was not credited. So, yeah, that was a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
It is.
Yeah, the shore trooper, voiced by Sam Witwer, basically catches him, and sends, like, not a K2SO, but, you know, the K2SO droid, basically. Yeah. I forget the actual name. And that caught me off guard because I thought we were actually going to see pre-Rebel K2SO, because that would have been so freaking depressing if that was actually pre-Rebels or pre-Rogue One K2SO.
KX security droid. That's what they're called.
KX security droid. Because I think in the comics, like, I think we do see the meeting for the first time.
Something similar.
Maybe maybe that will be retconned in season 2 when we actually do get a K2SO meeting. Or hey, why not surprise us this season? I mean, they already surprised us with KX droids.
Yeah.
A beach planet. The last saw K2SO on a beach planet where he died in Rogue One.
So we probably saw him again, his first scene on a beach planet. Ugh.
A slap in the face to K2SO fans, like, kicking us out.
You're being saved.
Before I realized.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I was hoping those KX droids were voiced by Alan Tudyk, just happy.
They all have his voice.
Alan Tudyk is a voice actor, so he can change his voice pretty easily.
This is true.
So, like, oh my god, like, I don't even know what K2SO would sound like as an actual, like, evil droid. Like, I don't know.
One of my buddies, he was talking to me about, like, Andor escaping to, like, the beach planet, right? And you hit the nail on the head. Space Miami, basically. And he's like, of all places, why would you go there? And I'm like, why wouldn't you? Like, in the real world, in the United States, when criminals do a heist, where do they go? Fucking Florida, 9 times out of 10. So, it makes sense that he would go to this planet. He has all these credits at his disposal.
Yeah, Space Florida, for sure.
Go to Space Florida, you know? Like, for all he knew, jurisdiction there was different from the Empire, because, you know, you can just go there and hide and disappear. Like, God only knows.
Yes.
But it made sense to me for him to hide there. Like, you know, you got all this stuff.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
I like the tweet you posted.
He does have all those credits, yeah.
I like the tweet you posted where it's like, he's going to get radicalized by this no matter what, because even though he's hiding and the Empire's not looking for him, he's still getting arrested.
Getting arrested.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about that scene, that courtroom scene.
Like,
it seemed like a really quick courtroom scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it went by so quick. Like, yeah.
And it just shows you how, from the little person's, again, this is our first time seeing how bad the Empire is as a viewer.
Yes.
Because in the movies, the Empire, big, bad, they're the bad guys. And
yes.
Now we're really seeing why they're the bad guys. And it's like, no due process, no nothing. It's just, you're arrested. And
Imperials have always been an allegory for American government.
Yeah. That's...
Lucas has established that since 1977.
Yep.
So... this ain't no big surprise to me.
Nope.
So.
But, like, he was, like, what? Arraigned for 30 seconds, maybe? He was talking to someone, and already he's getting, like, 5 years? Like, shit.
5 years? Okay, but 5 years is, like, past Rogue One time, so that means he's not going to be there long.
Nope. He escapes somehow. And I think...
I think we're going to get a prison episode. We are.
Going back to the meeting with Vel and Lucid's assistant. Okay. I forget her name. I feel so bad.
And I do feel bad as well, so I'm on the same boat.
But going back to that scene, I think that
It was a very interesting conversation as well.
Because it's like, we hired these people. I hired this guy myself, the stormtrooper. They will be remembered, I guess. The money's been moved. You did a good job. It's like very like cold the way she's talking to her.
Yep.
But I think Vel is going to break out Andor from this prison. Because she's been tasked to kill him. And now he's in Imperial hands. Lita, that's her name.
Lita?
No, not Lita, sorry. That's Mon Mothma's kid.
Yeah.
Clea, that's her name. Clea.
Leia?
Yep, that's the assistant's name. So Clea told Vel that you have to kill Andor. Andor's been caught by the Imperials. Holy shit. He knows who Luthen is. He knows the name. He can describe him. Let's go break out Andor so we can execute him. I bet, because we are going to see a prison.
I saw somewhere that one character from Rogue One is also at the same prison. So they at some point they apparently break out together.
So
I forget the name.
This is what I was gonna. It's probably not the character you're talking of, but who would it be?
I think that's confirmed.
But who would it be from Rogue One?
It's like one of the pilots, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember exactly who it is, but it's a character from Rogue One that's in the movie.
Gotcha.
That's
okay.
one of the pilots.
So not a main character, but a smaller character.
Side character, character. Probably recognize him if you see him.
So what if, because we're going to see the prison, and we're going to see a prison break, right?
I don't know if I don't know.
And let's assume Disney's going to retcon how K2SO and Andor meet each other. What if that's how Andor gets K2SO at the prison break?
Maybe.
Like
if they had security droids, sure.
Like he hotwires security droid and he just uses it to help him break out. And he's like, well, now I got it. Let me give it a personality.
Yeah, because he could reprogram him to pretend that it's kind of like the Finn and Poe thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can see that. Well, K2SO would have to break out the two prisoners because we do see the other guy in Rogue One.
Right. That's interesting though. I didn't know that he actually had another character in there.
Yeah, I just found out pretty recently. I think he's in one of the trailers. Now that I'm remembering, I just don't remember which one.
How'd you feel about Cyril going to basically Office Space?
In the space version of The Office?
Yes.
The show? Yeah.
And
it's funny, their costumes also.
Yeah! So, and that's the thing I loved.
Yeah.
You're looking at the costume. Again, another stark difference from all the costumes. The costumes of these guys, they look like, especially the manager, giving him, the interview, on, the space iPad, basically.
The interview uniform that Cyril wears looks similar to a Japanese high school uniform.
Oh.
At least the top of it,
right?
Which was really interesting. But when Cyril actually goes to work, it looks completely different.
I think this is the first time we ever saw a space tie. The guy looked like he had
God, I think you're right.
Right? Hang on, let me pull it up again really
quick. Canto Bight.
Did we have someone in Canto Bight wear a tie?
There were a lot of people on Canto Bight wearing suits and ties.
Fair. I think you're right. I think you are right.
I think Master Codebreaker had one.
The red palm.
100%. 100% sure actually people on Canto Bight wore suits and ties.
I think you're right. I think I might be mistaken the first time. But with that said...
And I know Luke did wear a suit and tie in the comics, but I know you won't know that because it's in the After comics.
Right.
So, Not a first time in Star Wars that we've seen that, so.
Fair. But yeah, like the interviewer, like his. Here's a good shot. Here's a good one. Do 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 do. Scooby Doo Boo. Do 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 do. Doop.
It looks like a Japanese high school uniform, like a boy high school.
Mm-hmm.
See that, right?
Yep, I see it. I see it. Like, you can't see my cursor on the screen, but I see it. And if you look at like the guy giving the interview, that looks like office wear. That legit looks like office wear.
Yeah, it literally is a suit and tie, but Star Wars-ified.
And then here is our
all the same.
Our little Chiss dude right there.
Like, zoom in on that, like, oh my god, like, you can't tell me that's not a Chiss.
I think it's Control, or not Control. There it is. Oh god, I'm messing it up. Alright, never mind.
There's a shortcut on your keyboard also, like, yeah.
But, yeah, there's our little Chiss dude, pretty much, so...
Let's see it.
Hang on, let me bring it back somewhere. There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
So there's our little Chiss dude. And it's...
The glasses look like it's like an anime glasses reflection thing. It's so funny.
It's like the eyes version of Lobot from Cloud City, rather than covering like the ears, covering his eyes.
Glasses are canon, like glasses exist.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that in Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mandalorian.
But like it's, I couldn't help but laugh at Cyril because he went from being like Mr. Inspector of like the corporate dudes.
Well, I'm the tough guy.
I'm a tough guy. Ugh, I'm leading this guys on Ferrex from Orlana 1 to now basically an office job. He's a paper pusher.
Literally though.
Yeah, literally, he's a paper pusher now. He's just working at an office job. He's literally, that's all he can get.
Mom also.
Yep. Did you notice he had toys in his bedroom?
He did, yeah. like Cassian Andor when he was a child.
Ah.
Cassian sequel parallels. He did also live with his stepmom, technically.
That's true. Up until very recently, he moved out.
And he was displaced, similar to... Oh, shoot. Wait a moment.
What do you got?
Cassian and Cyril were displaced. They, at a very young age, Cassian was displaced at like 6.
Mm-hmm.
Moved in with his stepmother and stepfather. Cyril was displaced because of Cassian, Empire taking over, and then him having to move in with his mom, and then, now they're having different lives, technically. Or, what the heck am I thinking? Oh man, I just realized that parallel.
What are your thoughts on Mon Mothma and her childhood friend being the third person to help out? The person she's bringing in.
Oh, that was an interesting conversation, that's for sure.
I know we...
She's still interested in her husband.
I know we theorized that it could have been Bail Antilles. Not Bail Antilles. Bail Organa. I know that's who
and Captain Antilles.
I said the wrong last name. So I know we theorized it was Bail Organa. I know we theorized that. But I'm almost happier it wasn't. Right? Because...
Sure.
It brings us to another part of Mon Mothma's backstory, her background.
Yeah.
She has a childhood friend that she's known for years. It's the only friend she has that can help her get the money she needs for this rebellion.
Yeah.
And from the sounds of it, has the same thoughts she does. Like, yo, this shit ain't cool. I'm gonna do what I can to displace it, and we will go from there.
I wonder if he'll eventually become like an officer in the rebellion. That would be sick.
I know. But, again, there's a little voice in the back of my head. These are new characters being introduced before.
Oh God, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think we see him in the sequels, or not the sequels. I mean, sequels to this, but original trilogy.
Yeah. I mean,
he could be just a background character in the T, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but I mean, and that's what I like about this series and this episode. It shows us all
kind of like Rex.
The background stuff that we never got to see
Rex
in
was
movies.
technically in the background, like old man Rex.
In the Return of the Jedi, yeah.
Like the Return of the Jedi, so it could work.
Yeah, it could. I mean, I never looked up the guy's name, so he very well could be.
That's like
somebody?
The guy's name originally was like a Legends name, but then they, I guess, canonized it.
Really?
Because because it's also like in a little golden book about the clones, and Rex was actually on Andor in that little golden book. Like it's literally Rex. Like it's really obviously Rex on Andor in that little golden book, so it's canon.
I just looked on Wikipedia. He is nobody. Well, not nobody. Like no one from any previous canons.
Mon Mothma's childhood friend.
Tay Kolma. Okay, so that solves that. So, yeah, he could be.
Yeah, his character's a mystery for sure.
Yeah.
His fate.
But I mean, it sounds
Concerning.
like he's on her side.
Yeah.
For the most part.
But at what cost?
Yeah. I noticed something about this episode that I don't know why I didn't catch before. Deidre's the only female in that entire room of all those ISB officers.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all of them. Why though? There are more female officers in the.
Oh, I'm sure, of course.
Actually, yeah, there's like a female ISB Chiss, I think, in the Thrawn comics, so what the heck?
But in that specific
100%,
room, she's the only one.
Oh, yeah.
When I watched it the second time, I'm like, huh, no way. She's the only one. Holy shit. Which I guess makes sense why...
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense why they don't like her, I guess, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a reason.
But I love how, one, the whole, like, emergency powers the Empire did, she used to her advantage to find the stuff. And how basically freaking... The head guy talking to all the ISB people, he basically bitch slapped.
Yularen?
He bitch slapped him like, hey, listen, you know what? Ferrex is now a distraction for you. It's Deidre's now.
Also, I think. So, oh my god, what's that planet from Bad Batch?
Oh, shoot, they did mention it. You're right.
Yes.
Shoot, Ora Mendel?
Mendel was name dropped. Yes.
Yeah.
This is taking place post Bad Batch, so. Oh, I bet we're gonna see something related to Ornamental again. Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Batch. That makes me, a Bad Batch fan, happy to hear Bad Batch related stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned for the Bad Batch though. Like, we don't know their fates.
And that's why I hate that they're giving us new characters in this era, because it's like. So and again, this is me being a little neckbeardy, but let me go with it. I always loved the idea that Luke was literally one of the only Jedi running around after Obi-Wan, or Luke and Yoda. They're the only two last Jedi because the Force created that balance, right? And he helped turn the tide of the war with the help from his friends and buddies. So when like other characters running in the background that they give us, it's like it just feels it takes away from like the original story, but it almost, where am I going with this? It takes away from the original story, but still adds to it. We're like, yes, these characters were in the background doing these things on another planet, off-world somewhere.
Ezra, Al, as we know, Al.
I are confused.
Talking about like post Order 66 Jedi survivors that still.
Oh yeah. It's so, for instance,
still running around.
Yes, for instance, like it was cool when it was just like Luke doing the stuff, but then now they're adding more people to it. I feel like it's taking away from Luke a little bit, but it's adding more to the rebellion. If that makes sense.
They're not directly involved with Luke except for Ahsoka.
They're not, no, but it's.
Ezra's never met Luke, so.
Yeah.
Yet.
It's just like the way they paint it in the original trilogy. What's up?
That will be an Ahsoka theory there.
What?
Ezra and Luke will probably meet in the Ahsoka series.
Yeah, they will.
Maybe. Ahsoka and Luke already met. Oh. Who knows?
But like the way it's painted in the original trilogy is that, and again, it's probably just George Lucas's bad writing, is that the rebels are only in one effing base at any given time. Either they were on Yavin or Hoth.
Well, a specific group of them, yeah.
But now we're painting the picture that there's several cells everywhere. Maybe that's the biggest cell that was there, but there's cells everywhere doing shit.
Yeah. That's about right.
But it's again helping build this world that we never got to see, and now we're getting to see it, and it just makes it cooler to many degrees. So yeah, we'll see if like her childhood friend helps her out, sells her out.
I think he will.
I think he will also.
But I don't know if he'll survive.
Yeah. I like how she brought up the Emperor, where she's like, I learned from the Emperor to, you know.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. It's like Leia, in a sense, in A New Hope, kind of did the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, she was also the Imperial Senate up until, you know, Vader catches her.
Luthen as well. Luthen's like that. You said it.
Which brings up a point. Yeah, which brings up a point, because in, like, Rebels, like, Leia's straight up, like, rebellion. So maybe at some point in Andor, we'll see, like, Bail, Rhea, and Leia all, like, also be, like, Mon Mothma, be with the rebellion, but at the same time also, like, from, like, Imperial Senate.
I'm still going with...
And just to note, I haven't read Leia, Princess of Alderaan, which does take place around the same time, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know the full context of what Leia's doing at this point in time. Yeah, so... Because there are the books as well as the manga for, like, visual readers, I guess. So, yeah.
I'm still of the theory that Mon Mothma gets kicked out of her life of luxury, possibly. Well, no. Because we do see her in Rebels. I forgot.
Yeah, but her husband and daughter are, like, gone at this point.
Yeah, so either she's been completely kicked out from her life of luxury somehow, or...
I think she divorces him. I think that's what happens.
He is very prickish.
Maybe the daughter, like, decides to go with him because she likes him more.
Right.
It's my thing. Because we don't see Lita again after.
The husband does seem very prickish. Yeah. I don't like the husband. With his stupid top knot.
Nobody does.
His stupid, like, samurai top knot. Who do you think you are? Man bun of Star Wars. Oh, you were saying also that you saw a tweet with, what's his name, Lonnie Jung, possibly being a spy for Luthen.
Yes! Oh my god, yes! And there's visual evidence.
Yep. Let me see if I can pull that up really quick and not mess anything up. Bear with me, friends. Bear with me. Is it this one?
Literally from a TV spot, I think, or from a trailer.
From the trailer.
And that's so mind-blowing.
Which...
Interesting that they're moles also. I mean, is he technically like the first, other than Hux, to be like a mole? Maybe like Hux?
Maybe.
Is he doing it because he hates...
I honestly, and I'm going to go with the whole Tala explanation where...
Whole Tala thing?
They were true believers until something happened. He had to sign an order about something, had to go to a planet about something, and it just basically...
Pulling up the picture, the tweet.
I'm looking for it right now. Where are you?
The very first one.
Oh, it's the very first one? Okay.
I remember posting it first. Yeah.
There it is. Okay, let me get this in there without messing things up. Just in case you guys can't tell, watching this after the fact, I did not edit anything. So we're all doing it live like this.
Look at him. He's a spy. I'm a spy. I'm quoting Hux because he is a spy from what looks at it.
I honestly think you're correct. Like, he's the
It's literally him, yes.
And also...
He's wearing a different outfit.
And here's why I think this is correct. Also, because if you notice, it starts with like the head honcho ISB guy giving him shit. But why? Like, why are we paying attention to this character the most out of anybody, of everybody?
Exactly.
So I think that I think it's as soon as I saw that, I'm like, fuck, this makes sense. This makes so much sense. Like,
you saw the tweet that I sent?
It's in the Discord?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh. I didn't send you anything.
Oh, I thought you sent me something. Never mind.
No, I said, and then you looked at the tweet I posted in the notes. And my mind was blown also, like when I first found it. And I had a list of tweets I found. I was like, oh my god, we need to talk about that on the podcast. So that was like number one for me, honestly. Then again, it was all like out of order as well, so my apologies.
It's fine. This whole podcast is out of order. We just make it work. How we doing? Same as always. That bad, huh?
Hey, technically, we've had 2 Imperial spies in this show.
In this show? Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Fudge, the guy from the garrison. You're right. You're correct.
Yeah, the guy from the garrison.
I forgot about him. I completely forgot about him.
Also, Vale's girlfriend. I'm calling her Vale's girlfriend. She's still on the Garrus, like on
Cinta. Yeah, she's still on.
Cinta's still. So maybe, I don't know.
And that was the interesting thing that Clea says to her. I found interesting, where it's like, "Have you heard from Cinta? She's doing what she's been told to do." It's like, what does that mean? What have you told her to do? Like, what terrible things is she planning?
I mean, we see her like a split second, like with it looks like a space cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know.
And like the Star Destroyer showing up like overhead, all terrifying.
I did not post this in the notes, but her tunic looks exactly like a Resistance tunic from The Last Jedi. Resistance officer tunic.
I think I saw your tweet about that. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah. I tweeted about it, so.
Yeah, you tweeted about it. I saw that. I'm like, That
was the exact same as well. What are you up to? Is the Resistance inspired by Cinta? And like, it's possible. Basically kickstart a rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Basically a founding member.
I am still going with Val's gonna be the character from The Last Jedi, or like the sequel trilogy, right?
No.
I'm still going with that.
No, Dave. I don't. No, that's not happening.
I know I am wrong, but I am dying on this hill, damn it. I am going to die on this hill.
If you're right about that, I don't know what to do. So, I don't know. It's not happening.
I'm just saying, man. It's
I know my sequel characters too well, so.
It's Star Wars, man. They're known for retconning everything.
And they're well known for retconning canon stuff like Kanan in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Again,
Oh, no.
I'm probably wrong. I'm sure I am wrong. But I am dying on this hill. Gladly dying on this hill.
Alright, fine, but you're wrong for sure. Is there anything else that...
I'm looking. I think we pretty much covered all of it. We're like our space cat, like ADD, jumping around stuff. Space cat ADD. Hang on. That can be a shirt.
I'm gonna go through my list. What we missed.
Space cat ADD is a little cat freaking out.
We're looking at the same list here. Oh, the parallel of Tell Me You Understand with Marva and Andor and Jin's dad and Jin.
Not something I wanted to see. Like, because, yeah, like, because, so Jin's dad says that to her in Rogue One, and then he disappears forever, and then he dies when we see him again. So
God, that's oh God, no.
Yeah. So then when I read that,
that's so bad.
It's like,
oh God,
she's gonna disappear for like 3 episodes. We're gonna see her again, and she's possibly gonna die with B2 emo.
It's a possibility.
And I love B2 emo. You're back. Where were you? Oh, that's the way he talks makes me so sad. She said we cannot go. It's like, oh, B2 emo, you poor guy. Any closing thoughts on this episode of Andor?
Oh man, cannot wait for the prison escape episode. Actually, so speaking of prison escape, so I think Diego Luna also teased a second shower scene.
Yeah.
In like a podcast. So I think we're gonna see a prison shower scene. I think that's what he's implying, because he did tease 2, and we only got the first so far. So if I am right, I'm right. Oh my God.
It's Star Wars, so we're probably gonna see a lot of like aliens showering and soaping up, maybe like
prisons have showers, I guess.
They do, but it's gonna be, aliens showering up in an Imperial prison.
Maybe that's where he meets his Rogue One buddy.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh God, that would be so awkward.
Hey, you dropped that. I'm not picking it up. Like.
Oh God. Oh, space soap.
Space soap.
And that's technically canon. Because the Galactic Star Cruiser bathrooms.
So with that said, homies. God, we're ending on a shower scene. Oh my God. With that said, friends, I think that's gonna call it for us right now. Obviously, this will probably go up right before the next episode of Andor drops, so definitely give us likes and interact with this video. Give us a follow as well if you want to find us on all the social medias. Look for us on Twitter at Ilum Radio, Instagram at Ilum Radio, and also if you want to send us a story idea or something you want to talk about, or even just send us a direct comment, send us an email to ilumradiopodcast@gmail.com. Like I said, comment below. Shower scenes. What do you think the next shower scene is going to be, if you can catch this before the next episode drops. Next episode of Ilum Radio is probably going to be a long one, because we're going to talk about not only Andor, but possibly
Tales of the
Jedi. So we got that going.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be a chaotic one for sure.
Yeah. If you want to find us directly, where can they find you, Millie?
You You guys can find me on Twitter at me_Halprin. On here, that's my username on Twitter. For Instagram, it's Millie_Halprin, as well as TikTok. Same username. I'm not that active on there, but I do scroll through TikTok occasionally.
If you guys want to find me on the Twitterverse, you can find me on The Bearded Menace, right there. I only went with The Bearded Menace because Dave the Bearded Menace was already taken by somebody, and he's not active at all.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Dave the Bearded Menace, where it's actually my name, Dave the Bearded Menace, and I post Gundam stuff, photography stuff, whatever. You can find me on there. And if you want to hang out after the fact and talk to me live, I also stream on twitch.tv/Dave Bearded Menace. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll most likely find Millie in the chat, moderating, doing the band hammer whenever she needs to.
I'm not working. I will be in chat. So.
And
I guarantee that.
And it's a party because we'll start talking Star Wars, and whatever I'm working on or playing just stops.
Or I'll like freak out about some breaking news in the chat, and Dave will pause whatever he's doing and geek out with me, I guess.
Yep.
So that's what usually goes down in those streams.
Pretty much. So it's a party. Come hang out with us. Twitch.tv/Dave Bearded Menace. I'll be there. Millie's usually there. We talk nerdy stuff live. It's a lot of fun. Anywho, friends, that's us for this week's episode. Like, follow, subscribe, and as always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the Force be with you. Take care, guys.